Cowboys are 3-0 following a game in which Dez Bryant didn't even catch a pass. Can they continue to roll? That's one of the questions we'll tackle this week. Today on OSU Football with Scott Wright. Hello, I'm Mike Sherman, and welcome to the Dodge Sports Desk. Scott, it's a bye week for the Cowboys, and they look great on offense and good on defense for the most part. The first question I have for you is, what have we learned about OSU that we didn't know when the season started?
It's become a little bit tough to tell. After we left Seattle with the Washington State win, we thought that we had seen a pretty good team, and I think that this is a pretty good team. They're climbing toward the top 25 at this point. They'll be there eventually, but it's hard to say really what we know. I think that the defense is better. They've got 2 games in which they've held opponents to less than 200 yards. And even if it is Missouri State, that's still something that they haven't done a lot in the past. So that is a step forward.
The Washington State loss to Baylor seems to have rocked our barometer on how good OSU is. You start looking at how easily Baylor rolled over Washington State. Does that give you pause? And is that something that plants even more of a question mark, really, about how good the Cowboys might be?
Yeah, it really does, because Washington State went and they got beat by Cal really bad the week after Oklahoma State, and then Baylor whips them good, and it's going into next week when they get back on the field against Troy, it's hard to say really how good Troy is. Maybe we learned something about them this weekend when they play Ohio State, but they haven't played anybody yet either. Second
question is, who's the offensive MVP? You got Dez Bryant, who's got all the credentials for it, but he didn't even catch a pass last week. And then you have Kendall Hunter, who's been incredibly consistent. Who's the offensive MVP right now for OSU in your mind?
It's Kendall Hunter. Dez Bryant is the superstar. He puts up the highlight plays, but Kendall Hunter makes this offense go right now. They're not getting Zach Robinson out there to run at all right now. When they do, that'll have some impact on Kendall. But Kendall's running ability, his ability to create yards, is opening things up so that they have those open opportunities to throw to Dez.
You think it's Kendall first, Dez second, not Dez creating the opportunities for Kendall Hunter?
No, not right now, because you've seen a lot of people trying to stop the run against this team, and they're focusing a lot on Dez, but they don't have to worry too much about the other receivers right now. So this is a run-first offense.
They've stitched together an offensive line that might be better than advertised too, right?
That's definitely for sure. Russell Okung, the left tackle, is a guy that's starting to draw some NFL attention. Mel Kiper of ESPN has him up on his big board now. And they're all across the board. They're really solid.
Scott, final question is, what's the one thing that OSU most needs to improve between now and the Missouri game the second week in October?
It's still on the defensive side of the ball. Most importantly, they're going to have to find a way to get some pass rush and create some turnovers. Those are the 2 things that are really absent at this point. And when you get a team like Missouri, you're probably going to have to blitz a little bit to get some pressure. Ooh. They're going to be unloading the ball quick. So you're going to have to have some tight coverage and try to get some turnovers. They're not going to stop Missouri, especially not in Columbia. So the important thing is going to be making some stops when you need them and get the ball back in your offense's hands so they can go down and try to outscore the Tigers.
In some ways, that might tie back to your offensive MVP, because Kendall Hunter is the guy that can get his 6, 7, 5 yards rather than Dez Bryant who's getting 17. You keep the Missouri offense off the field. You think that's going to be a big part of that?
That'll definitely be a big part of it, and you keep pounding it with those running backs. Keith Toaston is playing really well right now too. And then take your shots when you get Dez out there in a single coverage. Go ahead and throw it deep to him or get him the ball. But you pound it with those running backs, keep the clock moving, and keep the Missouri offense off the field.
The Cowboys are off Saturday. There is the small matter of a week from Saturday playing Troy in Stillwater. That was a tough game last year, Scott, so that's going to be a good one. We'll be talking about all that next week. Be sure to catch Scott Friday on the latest edition of the Bedlam Nation Conversation from right here on the Dodge Sports Desk, and stay with the best coverage team in the state for all the latest OSU news and analysis at newsok.com, newsok.tv, and every day in the Oklahoman.